I see myself as a pretty adventurous guy. I've always wanted to be those cool guys in the movies who go on insane adventures, and I always thought, maybe my day will come. This story is probably the closest thing I've had come to an adventure. So my buddy James, he's been in a couple of my videos, and for the sake of conveniency, he's gonna look like this, convinced me to go on this big school hiking trip over the summer. I was a little hesitant because I don't really like going on school trips, but since James and my other friend Will were going, I was like, you know what, why not? So I went. That may have been a mistake. The plan of the whole trip was 1. Get to the drop-off zone. 2. Pack all of our stuff into trash bags and place them into canoes. 3. Travel through a lake in the canoes for 3 miles to get to our camping site. 4. Set up camp and eat dinner. 5. Next day, get ready to go hiking and travel to the island where the mountain is with the canoes, then hike up the mountain. 6. Travel back down the mountain after getting to the top. 7. Make dinner that night, then in the morning, get ready to leave. And finally, 8. Travel back to the drop-off zone in the canoes, pack up, and go home. Seems simple, right? Haha. I got to school with an adventurous heart. Everyone did. And I'm pretty sure everyone's hearts dried out a little bit after the long drive. I mean, I sat in the middle of 2 of my friends, and being shoulder to shoulder with them for 4 hours was pretty uncomfortable. Once we finally got there, we moved to step 2. We packed all of our camping stuff in trash bags and put them into the canoes. I was pretty nervous, canoeing 3 miles and whatnot. James, on the other hand, was super excited.
Dude, I can't wait for this. First, we're gonna get there, set up, and swim and stuff, and then make marshmallows. I'm really excited. What about you?
I guess we'll see, man. And so we were off. I just want to point out that I'm not really afraid of a lot of things. The one thing that freaks me out, though, is the ocean. Not just the ocean, just bodies of water where I can't see the bottom. It freaks me out, man. So I was very strict with James when it came to tipping over this boat. So James, I really don't want to tip over and get all of our stuff soaked and possibly gone forever as they fall to the endless bottom.
Dude, don't worry. We're not gonna tip. Whoa!
There were motorboats everywhere. From them passing by, it caused waves, which made our boat shaky. And listen, okay, I don't know if they could tell, but we're in canoes. Like, we could literally tip over at any minute. We're just weak pubescent teenagers. We could barely keep the boat straight. After 1 hour of dodging waves and trying not to tip, we made it. We were the last people. We got to the campsite and there were lean-tos there. They were completely open so people could set their stuff down in them. Also, 10 people were on the trip, including the leader. We'll call him Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
So everyone put their stuff in the lean-tos, but me and James wanted to rough it. James, we're sleeping in a tent.
Dude! Awesome.
I'm pretty sure James was still overly hyped about the situation though. So that night, it rained. A lot. Jeff, Will, James, my other friend Nolan, and I were in the first lean-to making the food. We had this pressure cooker and everything essential to make the food. It was actually pretty good. After a long night, James and I went to the tent.
Dude, this is awesome.
Yeah, but I mean, I wish it wasn't raining so much.
Yeah, but look on the bright side. We have Uno.
James and I played Uno that night as it poured horrendously. But to neither of our knowledge, this was only the beginning. I woke up in the middle of the night and I saw James sitting there. Yo, why are you still up?
The guys out in the lean-to won't shut up.
Outside of us was the second lean-to. I fell asleep fine, but James apparently did not. I woke up the next morning with our tent more wet than it was the night before since it had rained. Since it was still raining, we had to wait to go hiking. Once it finally did clear up, we packed our day bags and left. Once again, me and James were in a canoe together and traveled half a mile to get to the island. Now my main man James was wearing jeans for some reason, and everyone mentioned how it rained that morning and the night before, so it was going to be a wet hike.
Alright, listen guys, I don't care. And they're pretty much the only pants I got.
Everyone just shrugged it off and went on. Do you guys remember Nolan from Scars? Well, he asked me to carry his 3 water bottles. And I had more stuff in my day bag as well. So the bag was really heavy. And after a mile, I gave it off to Nolan. Nolan, everything that is in this bag will help me on this trip. If you lose it, I will possibly die. What's in it? Trail mix and water. So the hike was alright. Obviously, we were slowly getting tired as we were approaching the end of the first mile, but at one point, we had to stop. The guys in the front of the line said, "Wait, where's Jeff and Will?" They were gone. No one really saw them behind us, so we just waited it out. It was about time, because I was getting hungry. I got out my full bag of trail mix to be greeted by a soaking wet bag of trail mix. My water bottle was partially opened and got only my trail mix ruined. Darn. I looked over at James. He looked pretty tired. Yo, dude, what's wrong?
Bro, I'm soaking wet, I'm super hot, and I'm extremely tired. I can't wear these jeans anymore.
Well, do you have any other pants?
No.
While James was pondering around trying to find a way to get new pants, Will and Jeff met up with us. Jeff was angry at us for going ahead without noticing he was behind us and that we should check every once in a while. In the meantime, James got one of the guy's knife and spent 10 minutes cutting his jeans to make them like shorts, while he was in his underwear. It was a pretty weird sight to see my best friend cut jeans in his underwear in the middle of nowhere. Let's just say James was more comfortable after that. After trudging through thick and thin, rock after rock, stump after stump, mini waterfall after mini waterfall, we finished. Mile 1. Mile 2 was about to begin, and Nolan was getting tired. I offered to take my bag back. That was a very bad mistake. To make a long story short, I ended up practically quitting the whole thing after my legs were throbbing and my back was aching from carrying the bag. Plus, we had to stop a bunch of times because Will was having a hard time. Mile 3 came along, and it was the final one. Jeff had mentioned that when the trees are shorter than you were getting near the top. He also said that when we passed the small trees and we didn't see him behind us, to keep going. So that's what we did. I was still carrying the bag halfway through the 3rd mile, and I kept complaining to Nolan about how I've been carrying the bag for so long. But he didn't give in. Finally, after 3 miles of climbing, we saw the top. I saw all the guys up there. It was a fulfilling moment. We were all so happy. The view was insane. But then we looked up. We weren't even close. We had a little bit to go, but it was the steepest the mountain's ever been. I was honestly nervous, but really close to the end, Nolan took my bag back, and I helped him through the rest of the way. After almost 4 hours, we made it. When we got there was a boatload of people there.
What the heck? We didn't see any of them on the way up.
We started walking around on the top of the mountain. We even saw a few pets too.
Wait, how did you get a dog up here? No, seriously.
Now the top of the mountain looked like this. Near the bottom left over here is where we got to the top. We walked around for a bit, and do you see that little building? Well, we walked behind it and saw a giant staircase. Then we saw something else. What the heck? It led to a parking lot. Now, I realized it was a school trip and we were required to hike up the mountain, but looking around, I just felt everyone was lazy. I don't know, man. I hiked up for 4 hours and these people walked upstairs. Ugh, whatever. Anyway, Jeff took some cool pictures of James, Will, and I looking over the mountain because the view was awesome, and after 45 minutes of being on the mountain, we decided to head down. 3 older guys decided to hike another mountain near this one and come back later that night. So that left Jeff, Nolan, Will, James, me, and 2 other guys. Plus, I was not looking forward to this. Walking down a mountain is worse than climbing up it, in our case at least, because this mountain was extremely steep. Imagine walking down the stairs for 3 hours, but each step is 2 feet long. Yeah, that's what it was like. I was fine at first, but after 20 minutes, my knees started shaking. Like, shaking fast. I didn't know what was happening, and one of the guys in the group explained how when you work out or use your legs a lot, then they slightly start to shake. Yeah, if you're a wimp. Hey, shut up. And we continued going. Me and 2 other guys kind of drifted away from Will, Nolan, James, and Jeff because before we realized, they weren't behind us. After about an hour and a half of walking, we took a break to wait up for the rest of the group. We waited for a while, then we had to keep going without them because it was taking too long. Eventually, after 30 minutes, Nolan caught up with us. My legs were still in pain and I was having trouble keeping up with the guys. I told them to wait up, but they were talking and they didn't hear me. Guys, wait up! I stopped for 20 seconds, then looked up. They were gone. Oh no. It was getting dark now, and it was getting harder to see the path. And at one point, I had to stop. My legs hurt too much, and I couldn't keep going. I had to take a break. Well, crap. I'm stuck here. What do I do now? I started screaming hello and anyone there because I didn't know what else to do. After 20 minutes of being trapped in the unknown, thinking that the dinosaur from Jurassic Park was going to eat me, not knowing if I was going to make it out, I heard something. It was James screaming.
Swoosh! Swoosh!
James!
Dude, are you hurt?
No.
Oh, I thought you were screaming help.
Oh, well, I wasn't. After that, Jeff and Will showed up. We filtered water from a stream and then we all drank it. That fueled me up, so we were on our way. After about a half an hour, we found the canoes. Seeing those canoes was like seeing a giant glass of water after being stranded in the desert for a whole day. James and I practically tackled the canoes. Alright, listen, Mountain, I've had enough of your darn shenanigans. I'm out. And me and James just dipped.
We outta here, boys.
After a long-awaited canoe ride, we were finally coming back to the campsite. Once we pulled in, I saw the guys that left me behind. What the heck, guys? Whoa. I just got major deja vu. I think we all learned a valuable lesson today. Never go hiking. So yeah, this was an extremely long video. I'm officially not making a video until the start of January, but I might do a really short, dumb thing for Christmas just because I like Christmas. So yeah. Also, if you haven't heard, or in the future I delete the announcement video, I have a merch store. There are 6 items on the shop right now, so if you go to infamousswooshshop.com and go to the catalog, you can shop there. It's kinda too late to get it for Christmas, but you can have it as a late Christmas present. Also, just to prove that I'm not lying, here's some pictures of the trip. Here's me and James on the canoe. Here's us at the top. I was pretty tired, as you can see. And here's Will. Notice how no one is behind him. I just want to say a big thank you to TheOdd1sOut for taking time out of his busy day to record some lines for me. Thanks, James. Love ya. Mwah. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry this was so long. This took me way too long to make. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter. Boost me on famous birthdays. Happy holidays. And bye. I love you. Alright, I think I'm ready to go home now.